Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville is taking a stand for women's sports. The charged issue has been making headlines in their nation for months now. This week, the senator hosted a roundtable discussion with some of the leading voices of women's sports and people with firsthand experience.
My daughter shared with me that she would be so upset and so nervous that she would become so physically ill, so anxious. I knew how bad it got for her, but she was not. She told me, I don't want to be here anymore.
I began to have nightmares and mentally had to relive my own attack every week that I changed in that locker room. I'm the only girl from the University of Pennsylvania swim team that has publicly spoken out about being unhappy with how we were treated and speaking about it being unfair for men to compete.
Tuberville has introduced a pair of bills aimed at ensuring fair and safe competition in women's and girls' sports. The legislation would prohibit biological men and boys from competing in female school sports in the United States. Olympic team is also part of that. The senator joins me now. So first of all, give me the gist of how this addresses the fight, the moment that we're in.
Well, first of all, Harris, we've got to get people together on the same page. We got to get people to understand really what the Democrats and Joe Biden's administration is trying to do. This will be a huge topic in the election this year. Probably 1 or 2% of the people are very concerned about this, but this is an attack on nuclear family. This is an attack on gender. This is an attack on women. And then it's an attack on sports, Title IX. And we brought people together to try to bring up and highlight the topics of coaches, how they're handling it, lawyers, how moms are actually handling the situation with their kids, and of course, Riley Gaines, people like Riley Gaines and other athletes. It's a huge topic. Where are the activists, the women activists that actually got Title IX implemented 52 years ago? They're nowhere to be seen. There's nobody talking about this, but we're going to bring this to the forefront, as you saw in this roundtable. We're going to continue to do it. We're going to bring bills to the floor like Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act. We've got to do something, or we're going to lose Title IX in women's sports that is really catapulted in the last 50 years because of Title IX.
It's hard to imagine this happening to men's sports. Like, we wouldn't even put up with, we're going to lose the NBA, we're going to lose the NFL. We would never put up with that. But no, apparently we're willing to lose girls and women's sports. You mentioned those women who fought for this 52 years ago. What about their young daughters who now have no doubt grown up and athletes along the way and benefited from Title IX? Where are all of those voices? And women are getting hurt. I mean, I listened to a part of your roundtable. I mean, they were talking about the injuries that they suffered competing against biological men.
Injuries, unfairness, and you're telling a young woman that you're going to get to compete, fine, but you're not going to get to compete for first place. You're going to compete for third or fourth or fifth, just depending on how many men athletes are involved in women's sports. You know, it's just something that you can't put your hands around. Why are they doing this? They're doing it, again, they're just attacking the nuclear family. They don't want any part, the Democratic Party they don't want any part of the nuclear family. But women's sports are going to survive because it's gotten to the point, Harris, that now we have a multitude of new sports. You know, softball is skyrocketing. Volleyball is one of the most fun sports to watch. Gymnastics, women gymnastics, oh my goodness, especially in college, is really skyrocketed. So they're going to have a tough time breaking this down. But if they put men into it, what's going to happen, the young girls are not going to get involved because the parents aren't going to let them dress in the same dressing rooms, shower in the same showers.
No.
Because it is a travesty when you look at the safety that these Democrats are pushing on the American people.
Yeah, and the audience saw my face light up when you said girls gymnastics, because they know that I have a 14-year-old who competes at a high level, and I'm really proud of her. So that's enough of mom. Please stay with us on screen, because we're going to both join former ESPN host Sage Steele, who was part of your senators' roundtable this week. She joins us now for this. And Sage, I want to ask you, I know you have professional athletes in your family formerly, and you've had a chance to really look at this, not just as someone who covers it, but also with your family members. What do you make of this?
I think we're all kind of still in shock. And most importantly, the men in my family who are saying, what is going on and why? The why behind it is something that's maybe debatable. I remember the other day talking to Coach, and saying to me, there's no other explanation except something insidious, something evil that is lurking. I don't know, because it does not make sense. At the end of the day, there is something specifically, intentionally being done to affect women's sports, to allow this to happen. I think the key for me now is, fine, we can ask why. What are we going to do about it? Mm-hmm. And it is obvious now that if we stay silent, and unfortunately the majority of people have, I hate to be dramatic here, Harris, but there will be blood on our hands because this is happening quickly. Another thing I hear from a lot of people in the broadcast industry, on the sports broadcasting side, like, yeah, but there's not that many. The percentages are so small. So why are we making such a big deal of this? And that is an ignorant comment, in my opinion. We had a Title IX attorney there on Capitol Hill with us, with Coach and the other senators, and she was saying, actually, when you combine all the sports, there's been 500 men who have taken trophies away from women. And that's just the one-on-one. That doesn't include the domino effect of every time.
That's a big number. That needs, and I'm going to dig into more on that. I didn't realize that the number was that high. So this has been cooking quietly for a while then, because it didn't just happen last week, 500 trophies taken from women. Great to see you both. Senator, we will follow both your bills. Please keep us posted if something pops. And it was great to see you both, Sage and Senator Tuberville. God bless. Thank you.